Rachel and I'm here today because I'm going to be doing the try a chapter tag. So it is the last day of September. I've just filmed my September wrap up and I am not going to finish any more books today. I'm just going to start some books because I don't know what I want to read for Victober. I have a TBR but I don't know what I want to read first. So I decided to do the try a chapter tag. I've never done this before and I thought it might be a good idea, though I'm hoping that I don't just end up trying to read them all at the same time because I have done that before. So I'm really excited for Victober to start tomorrow and no one is here. So I decided that I would do this to kind of decide what I'm going to read first. I've only got 4 books because I already know I'm going to be reading Dorian Gray just when I am. Like, I'm listening to an audiobook of it, so I'll just listen to that whenever. Into the books that I want to try a chapter of. The first one is not on my TBR because that's what I do. I always avoid my TBR, which is really, really annoying, and I'm hoping that I don't do that because I really want to get to the books that are on my TBR. But anyway, the first one is The Professor by Charlotte Bronte. So this is Charlotte Bronte's first like written work that wasn't like juvenilia and stuff. She went with her sisters Anne and Emily to publish it when they went with Wuthering Heights and Agnes Grey and got like a publishing deal, and this one was rejected, and when it was rejected she went away and wrote Jane Eyre. So this was like prior to Jane Eyre, so I'm quite interested in reading this. I've only read Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte before and I really enjoy Jane Eyre, but I do have issues with it, a lot to do with editing because I feel like there should have been a lot of stuff cut out of that book. So I don't know how I'm going to feel about this one, but it does seem a lot shorter, so who knows. This basically follows a guy called William Crimsworth, and he goes to Brussels and falls in love with someone, but he is also pursued by Millie Reuter, and on the back it says this has often been dismissed as merely an abortive draft of Villette, which is quite interesting, and I have Villette and I really want to read it, so I want to read this one first. The other things I'm not going to describe what they're about because I already said it in my Victober TBR, so if you don't know then go find it, I will link it somewhere. So the next two are Two on a Tower and The Mayor of Casterbridge, both by Thomas Hardy. I love Thomas Hardy. I've read Tess the Devils and Far from the Madding Crowd by Hardy so far, so I would love to pick up some more. I'm really unsure what I want to read. I lean towards this one because the plot sounds amazing. It sounds quite like there's a lot going on. And then this one sounds just really sweet for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know what it is about it that I just think it sounds really sweet, and it seems like the perfect book to read if you just want to be comfy with candles. So yeah, I'm going to read one of these. I feel like I have to read this because my girlfriend lent it me about 4 months ago because she brought it to Switzerland. And when we were first moving to Switzerland, we were like talking to each other about how, oh my god, it's great we're both moving to Switzerland because we'll both take books, we'll make sure we don't cross over them, and then when we finish them, we'll swap them over and then we can read each other's books so we'll never run out. But she didn't do that because she never read her books and she brought boring ones that I didn't want to read. So she had this, and this was the only one I wanted to read. So every time I saw her, I was like, why aren't you reading that one? I want to read that, then I can read it. And she kept not reading it and I kept having to go at her about it. So she gave it me and then I've not read it. It's been like 4 months. So to avoid an argument, I feel like I have to read this for Victober also. So yeah, I want to read one of these definitely during Victober, and I still can't decide which one, so maybe I end up reading both, I don't know. But I'm going to try them. All the first chapters in these books are between like 9 and 15 pages. I had a look before, so it'll be pretty quick try a chapter tag because they're not very long. And the final one is North and South by Elizabeth Gaskell. I've mentioned a lot that this is like the book I really, really, really want to read for Victober. I'm really excited for this book and it just sounds amazing. So I have that one too. So these are all the books that I'm going to read the first chapter of today and decide what I want to read first for Victober, what I want to start this week. So I think I'm going to go and make myself some tea and put on some chill music, and then I'm going to come and read. I don't know, maybe I read a Thomas Hardy first, then read one of the other ones, and then read another Thomas Hardy last, because I feel like with Thomas Hardy I need to separate them out. He has a really distinctive writing style that I don't want to confuse with another one of his books. Like, I feel like it would be easy to do that. So I have a tea, I fill up my water bottle, I have a smoothie, and I'm going to start with The Mayor of Casterbridge. So let's see how this goes. I'm very excited. Really hard to turn to that first page when you've got a smoothie in your hand. Let's pretend this was smoother. I probably will pretend this is smoother. Best way to do that, edit shit out. Anyway, okay. I'm on the first page. The first line of The Mayor of Casterbridge is, one evening of late summer, before the present century had reached its 30th year, a young man and woman, the latter carrying a child, were approaching the large village of Weydon Priors on foot. I miss Thomas Hardy writing. This is going to be good. I'm going to enjoy this. I can already tell. This is definitely a first book competitor. Okay, so I have just finished the first chapter of The Mayor of Casterbridge by Thomas Hardy, and this is good. This is going to be hard to follow. This is really, really good. Yeah, so the first chapter, like, I feel like I can say what happens in the first chapter because it's basically the blurb of the book and it's only the first chapter, but the guy has just like got really drunk and decided to start like doing an auction for his wife and his child. Like, he saw some people doing for a horse outside and she was like, you keep doing this, if you keep doing it, I'm gonna fucking go with someone who wants to buy me. And then he just keeps doing it, and then this guy offers to buy her and then she's gone. And it's like such a dramatic start to a book. I'm just like, I just want to carry reading right now, which I can't do anyway because I'm not actually reading these books until tomorrow when Victober starts, so I have to put it down anyway. But this is really good. This is really, really good. I want to read this right now. So that's high on the list at the moment. Okay, what should we read next? I'm not going to read the next Thomas Hardy. I feel like I should save that till the end, have a bit of a Thomas Hardy break, but I have North and South or The Professor. Which one should we go for? I think I'm going to read the first chapter of The Professor first. I don't know why, it's just the one I've gone for. What a bump at the start of this book, man. Okay, chapter 1, Introduction. The other day, in looking over my papers, I found in my desk the following copy of a letter sent to me a year since to an old school acquaintance. Okay, so I just finished the first chapter of Charlotte Bronte's The Professor, and I'm definitely not going to be reading this. I mean, it was okay, but it just wasn't very... It didn't hook me. It's basically like a letter from some guy telling all the stuff of his life. It kind of sounded a bit interesting, but you know, and you just like, no. Like the whole time I was reading this, I was thinking, what happens next in this though? So I'm not going to be reading this one first, I can tell. Okay, what should we do next? North and South or Two on a Tower? North and South or Two on a Tower? The Two on a Tower might be a real challenge because it's Thomas Hardy as well and I love his writing. But then North and South is supposed to be really, really, really good. I'm going to pick the shortest. Whichever one's the shortest one because I can't decide which one I want to read first. So chapter 1 of North South is 9 pages long, so that is probably going to win because that's... Oh, I know how long this is. This is like just over 10 pages, I'm sure. Yeah, this one's 11 pages. So North and South wins. I'm reading North and South first. Oh, no, I might read this one first. Thomas Hardy is such a beautiful writer. The first line of this is, on an early winter afternoon, clear but not cold, when the vegetable world was a weird multitude of skeletons through whose ribs the sun shone freely, a gleaming landau came to a pause on the crest of a hill in Wessex. The spot was where the Melchester Road, which the carriage had hitherto followed, was joined by a drive that led round into a park at no great distance off. I'm reading this first. I love Thomas Hardy writing. Okay, North and South's gonna have to wait. Oh, I forgot my tea too. I bet my tea's cold now. Drinking that smoothie. It's like lukewarm now. That's disappointing. I'm going to use The Professor as a coaster for my tea, which I feel like to put in a video on BookTube, and I'm going to get some hate for that. But also, I do that a lot. Like, it never leaves a ring mark. I mean, I have peppermint tea, so it's not really the kind to leave that like yellow ring on things anyway. And it's practically cold, so it's not going to like damage the pages from heat. I'm not defending myself. I'm going to do that anyway. It's fine. I don't care. Okay. Thomas Hardy writing is so pretty. There is just like no other word to describe it. What if it's a good thing to describe it as pretty? A lot of people I don't think would want to be called a pretty writer, but this is pretty writing. It's pretty. Ugh. Okay. I'm gonna concentrate and stop thinking about prettiness. Two-on a Tower seems like it's gonna be cute. Really, really, really cute. So basically, the woman in this, Lady Constantine, just met the guy in it that she's supposedly in love with and who's too young for it. That's what it says in the back anyway. There's like a tower on her land, her and her husband's land. I did not know she had a husband. It doesn't say that on the back. I didn't realise there was that kind of situation going on. I should have, really, because it's a Hardy novel, and every Hardy novel I've read has had some sort of woman going outside of the confines of what women were allowed to do. So really I should have guessed. But yes, she is married, and her husband's land has a tower on it, and she waits till it's a bit drier and then she goes to check it out, and there is a boy on top of it. Well, it says he's a youth, but it specifically says that he's young, so I think he is a lot younger than her. He is on the roof and he's talking to her about astronomy, and it's so cute. He's like, I want to be an astronomer, I've decided I'm going to be the royal astronomer. All this stuff. It's really, really cute. I like this book a lot so far. So far I like Thomas Hardy is what I've learnt. So oh, that was really cute. I'm gonna like that one. Maybe I should read that one first, because that's a short one as well. That one's only 314 pages. So that would be a good first read. I don't know. But then this might, Mayor Casterbridge might be a good read, because North and South's romantic. This one's only 364. 362. There's only like a bit of difference between these books, but Mayor Casterbridge looks well bigger. Maybe it's because this is a dark colour, dark things make them look skinnier. I don't know. But excited for both of them. I don't know which one I'd pick now, because I feel like I want to pick Mayor Casterbridge because it seems like there's like a good plot going on. It's going to be like hectic. But then Two-on a Tower looks like it's going to be well cute, and I've just been reading Pride and Prejudice and Eleanor and Park, and I'm just like, I'm into romance at the moment. But also, the last one is North and South, and this is also a romance, and specifically supposed to be like Pride and Prejudice, so maybe I should start with this one. We shall see. But I'm going to start reading this now. The first chapter is only like 9 or 10 pages in North and South, so this should be a pretty quick one. Let's see how I fare. Oh. So basically there's like a little paragraph at the start that says that this was originally in Household Words, and it was one of those like weekly serializations, a bit like they did with Dickens. And so she had to like be within the confines of the magazine and advertising, and she had to like rush things a little bit. So this book has like extra paragraphs and some new chapters in, kind of like how she would have originally intended it if it wasn't being serialized. Okay, chapter 1. Let's go. Haste to the wedding. Edith, said Margaret gently. Edith. Okay, well that wasn't as beautiful a first sentence as the Tom Hardy's, was it? But maybe this is more like stuff's going on. We're in the action already, maybe. I've just finished the first chapter of North and South by Elizabeth Gaskell. It opened with a wedding of a girl called Edith. I'm guessing she's a sister. No, she's a cousin. I think she was a cousin. And we are following Margaret, who is one of her bridesmaids, I think. I can understand why this is being compared to Pride and Prejudice, because she has a very like snarky, jump on what people say kind of personality. I'm quite enjoying this so far. I don't think I want to read it first. I do definitely want to read it, and I feel like I want to read it more now I know about her character. But I really, really want to read a Thomas Hardy. So I'm not going to read that one first. Obviously I'm not going to read The Professor, because I think it's pretty clear that I wasn't overly thrilled to start with that one. So now it's just to decide between these two, which I feel like I should pick this one because there's a lot going on, but I really want to read it. This is the one that I'm like, oh, it's so cute, I want to read it. So I think I'm gonna go for this one first. So I'll be starting it tomorrow. So yeah, that was the try a chapter tag. I've never done that before, but it's actually quite fun. It's quite fun for like a chill perusing of books. I feel like I would enjoy doing that at home with all my books at home. So maybe I'll do another edition of this at some point. I don't know. I'm gonna be starting with Thomas Hardy tomorrow for Victober. So happy Victober to anyone who is taking part, and comment down below what your first read is gonna be. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!